My favorite. My favorite. Because up until then, Sulu was chained to that console there. He was always there, taking instructions or giving responses to queries, but you never saw him away from that. And for the first time with that series, he not only got a chance to leave that console, but to show a whole another side of him. And we discovered that in his deep down hidden psyche, he fancies himself a swashbuckler, a D'Artagnan, and that too has an interesting history. The man who wrote that script, John D.F. Black, happened to be visiting on the set about a month before we actually filmed that, and he told me that he was preparing this script where this virus invades members of the crew of the Enterprise through the palm of our hand, and it destroys all inhibitions, and we start acting out on our deep down hidden desires. And he said he was thinking of putting a samurai sword in Sulu's hand, and he goes around accosting everybody with a samurai sword. And I said, well, that's ethnically consistent because I'm of Japanese ancestry. But I said, Sulu is supposed to be a 23rd century guy. Now, I'm a 20th century Japanese American, and I didn't play samurai as a kid. And I said, if anything, after going to the movies and seeing Earl Flynn as Robin Hood, I came back home, had my mother make me a Robin Hood outfit. My backyard became Sherwood Forest, and I organized the neighborhood kids, and we had make believe Robin Hood in my backyard, and I was Robin Hood because it was my backyard, and my mother made the costumes, and so why not put a fencing foil in Sulu's hands? And so he asked me, "Oh, yeah, do you fence?" You never ask an actor if we can do anything, because if it's related to a part, we are masters at it. I said, "Oh, it's my favorite sport. I used to fence when I was young." And comforted by that, he went off and developed the fencing for Sulu. That Saturday, I was taking my first formal fencing lesson, and it was Falcon Studios there on Sunset Boulevard. And the man who was my instructor, Mr. Faulkner, I still remember his name, was the man who choreographed the fencing sequences in The Adventures of Robin Hood. And he had doubled for Basil Rathbone in some of the close-up shots. So Star Trek made that great big circle for me. That movie that inspired me, swept me away as a child, was the movie that provided me with my fencing instructor because of Star Trek.